Hey, what's going on? This is the Musty Game Dev, and I'm here with another video about game development. That's what we do in this channel. And today I'm going to go through some basics, kind of like a starter video. It's going to be kind of short of starting an Unreal Engine for a Fortnite project. And there's been some latest updates from Fortnite. So first things first, you have to have the Epic Games launcher installed, and have Fortnite installed. And when you have Fortnite installed, I think you just automatically get Unreal Editor for Fortnite automatically. It's been a while. I'd have to uninstall everything. I didn't want to do that for this video. But when you get Fortnite, you should get Unreal Editor for Fortnite. But to start up Unreal Editor for Fortnite, or UEFN, don't click on Fortnite. I made a mistake many times. You want to go to your library or a quick launch and click Unreal Editor for Fortnite and launch that. So we're gonna go in real time, so you'll see how slow my computer is. You see here I have the web page up for the latest updates to the Fortnite ecosystem, 33.20. So I like to keep up with the updates to my engines or editors to see what is new, what's come down the pipe, and what I should expect. So you get the starter or loading screen here. And if you have a faster computer than mine, it should go a lot faster. My laptop is pretty decent, but it still takes a long time to load up Unreal Engine. Because, like, even though it's UEFN Unreal Editor for Fortnite, it's still Unreal Engine. Like, the foundation is still Unreal Engine. All right, so you most likely won't have all these, like, warning signs, but you'll see the news page or welcome page show up here. I usually ignore this stuff, to be honest with you. Oh, okay, you can look at the Fortnite ecosystem updates here. So that's a quick way to go there. You can go to UEFN documentation, which I already have loaded up on my Microsoft Edge app, and they have like new stuff that they try to throw at you. I haven't done anything with the TMNT islands, but if you want to do that, that's totally cool. If you want to make a video about that, then I will make a video about that. Comment below. So hit let's get started, and we'll actually start a new project. So I have not done this in a while. So we have my projects here, right? Fight, Collect, Survive is the Desert Acorn project that's going to be released very soon. So if you want to join in the playtesting, look in the link below at mustygamedev.com. And let's see here. We'll go to island templates and keep it simple. We can go simple. We can go blank. I usually go blank. Let's see here. We could do Tilted Towers. It's actually pretty cool. They have a lot of good stuff here. I think I started with the Canyon Island for Desert Acorn. That's actually a really good starter place for it. But we will go blank. We'll go blank. And I'm going to call this Playground. So I have a place to play my my different game design ideas, because there's so many ideas you can have. That's almost like the hardest part about developing in UEFN. It's not that there's limits, but there are limits, and you will get to those soon. We might get to those in this video, but it's more about like understanding what you can do and what you should do, because you have so many different options. So we'll call this Playground. Make sure you have your location saved here, and then we'll hit, let's see here, Unreal Engine, Unreal Revision Control. So this is actually really important, especially if you're going to collaborate. But I'm going to do this. I'm not going to put a team selection. It's just going to be me. And I'm going to hit create. All right, let's create my project Playground. Again, the message log should most likely be empty for you. There's some stuff from some other projects that I have in here. So that's why you're seeing those warning signs there. So I'm just going to go ahead and clear and then hit the X button for the message log. All right, so this is kind of like a default look at it all. You may want to have your details pane or window. Let's see here. It's a little bit smaller. So you have like a blank kind of canvas, which is really cool. Zoom out a little bit. That's pretty awesome. Got a nice big grid. Look at all that. Look at all that space. Look at all that playground you can have. All right, cool. Now I'm not gonna go like super slow, but I'm not gonna go super fast either. This is kind of more for programmers, because that's what I am. I'm not an artist. We won't go into any super intense verse stuff, but maybe in part two I'll go into more verse. We'll just set some things up here. But as you can see here, you have your like game window here. Got your details. So if you click on something, there we go. I don't know why my mouse is acting up. Maybe it's OBS, but yeah. Okay, so you click on something, and then you get the details here in this window. You can also click on stuff here in the outliner or hierarchy window. Come from my Unity side, so I always call it hierarchy. You have your snapshot history. This is going to let you know the stuff that you have done so far and saved. And it's like a code repository like GitHub or Git. Then you have your world settings, which actually I need to learn more about, to be honest with you, because usually we mess around with the island settings. And then the island settings is kind of like where you do a lot of the world stuff, but that's interesting. All right, so yeah, the island settings, you can kind of set up the way you want your game. So if we don't want 16 players, let's say at max, we would want 4. And we will make this a cooperative game. And team size can be dynamic. Yeah, we'll make it dynamic. Total rounds 1. I guess you could have 2, 3, 4 rounds, but we'll just keep it simple. We'll just keep it to 1. But that's kind of how you get like basic stuff set up. And you can already see here where it says like you have stuff unsaved, right? So then you would just go up here and hit save. And now it's going to say check in changes. And so when you do this, let's say what we did is we set the island settings for the type of game we are making. And usually you should have a plan before you start just messing around. But it's kind of a playground game, so I don't really have a plan at this moment. I just kind of want to show you where stuff is at. All right, so we have verse here. We're not going to do anything with verse at the moment. We have project stuff is usually for like when you're ready to publish things. So upload to private version, so you can share with other people, and also for playtesters. Share a team. We're just doing a solo project, so we don't have a team here. Publish a project and open creator portal. So hopefully you already have your developer account set up and your creator portal login and everything. It should be the same as your regular Epic Games account. But you see mine is Clacoon, so that's mine. And look at news. All right. So if you do want to look at verse stuff, you can go to verse Explorer. And you just kind of like the basics here. This is just stuff that comes with your project from Epic. And it's also a good library, especially like Fortnite.digest and verse.digest. Those are very helpful. And then also you can build verse code from here. And that's usually what I use. The other thing here is selection mode. So right now you're in selection mode. The only other two ones I've used the other one I've used would be landscape mode. And I think all that flickering is definitely because of OBS, so I apologize for that. If you're seeing that, I'm seeing it. So right now I'm preparing my shaders. All right, we'll zoom a little bit out of here. Ooh, that is annoying. That is very, very annoying. All right, still getting used to this creating content stuff. But let's see here. We'll create a new landscape. So it just has some basic kind of grassy, rocky material here that you get with create new. Or I hit, there we go. Let's create new. Oh, okay. We're in the create new tab. My apologies. Then we'll hit create. All right, so now we're importing the landscape. Bring the shaders. There we go. So much flickering. But as you can see here, we have more unsafe stuff here. We'll hit save. And then more unsafe stuff here. We'll hit save again. Let me just hit file, save all. There we go. Saved everything. So this save just saves everything on your current level. So playground is my current level. File save all is going to probably save the whole project, right? All levels. And then we check in our changes. Created new landscape. Now this is important. Like this scene's boring. And at first I thought, oh, I'll just make everything, put everything in my own my own GitHub project. But it's actually really useful to use Unreal Engine's revision control system here, because when you're talking about art assets like landscape, you really don't want to save that in a code repository. What I usually do is create a separate repository just for the verse code and kind of copy stuff over. And when I need to update stuff, that's not the coolest way to do it. You could probably set some scripts and stuff like that to make some automatic changes available. But that's how I do it, and it benefits me. And let's look at some things here. So we have our outliner, and let's see here. We have our spawn pad device. Everything that's super important for like gameplay stuff is a device. So since we're going to have in our island settings, we are going to have a max of 4 players. It's dynamic cooperative team play. So let's actually highlight one of these. Player spawn 1. And let's hover over it. We're going to hit the shift key and then press down. Nope, that just moves it. My apologies. We'll do on Control Z to undo. We'll hit Alt. There you go. And it's a very cool way to like copy stuff. I think that same kind of like flow works in Unreal Engine as well. Then let's go to player 2 spawn pad, and let's hit down on the Alt key, left click on the direction, and move it, and we made another copy. We'll not click on that landscape stuff. And then let's rename this. So do right click, edit, rename. Now I know this is like basic stuff, but to be honest, like when I first started out, I did not know what I was doing. And it was very frustrating. Just do like basic stuff that I was used to doing in Unity. There we go. So now we have player 3, player 4, spawn pads. All right. And we'll hit file, save all, and we'll check in these changes. Added player 3 and player 4 spawn pads. All right, so that's kind of like the basic flow of things. And that's how you would kind of move in a project. But let's also talk about play testing. So this is like, to be honest, the most frustrating part about about programming or developing a game in UEFN is like, I think the system before in Fortnite Creative, I didn't actually make any stuff in Fortnite Creative, but you would already be loaded up into Fortnite. And so there's already like a server set up as an instance for you to play around in. But now that you have the editor and you can technically work even kind of like offline in a way, if you wanted to, then if you want to play test it, you have to then spin up a server within the Fortnite server cloud essentially. So that takes a while. So just to show you how long that could take, let's hit launch session right there. And it's going to launch us a private developer session of what we have here so far. And make sure it's all saved. It doesn't have to be checked in, but it has to all be saved for you to see the changes that you've already made. So we have created a new project. We added a new landscape um, asset with grass, kind of like a basic generic kind of material here. We added two more spawn pads. We set up the island settings for a cooperative team-based gameplay. And now we are launching a session into the Fortnite server cloud so that we can actually play test our game. Now, again, if you're used to Unity or Unreal or Godot, I haven't tried out Roblox yet, but that was something I'm going to try out soon. Or just making web games. You're used to just saying, load up the server if it's a web game locally, or hit play on Unity, or play, go to the game mode or whatever in Unreal. You're used to just clicking a button, and within like 5 to 10 seconds at most, depending on your machine's performance, you should be able to just like start playtesting your game. And that is a very fast iterative process because making products, making games is really about iterative work, right? How many times can you fail as quickly as possible so you can get to the actual answer you're looking for? And my heat and air conditioning just turned on. So let me just take another pause. I'll be right back. Sorry for sorry for all that extra noise. Still getting used to making content like this, and so yeah, still getting used to this. As you can see, it takes a while. Once you have the first session loaded in and you have a server, it's a little bit faster once you push changes to your environment. But even then, it still takes a minute, minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. And that is just a lot slower than what you're used to for game development. So this is consistently the most frustrating part is waiting to see your changes. And if you're a person that iterates a lot like I am, like, man, it takes a while. All right, so here's my avatar. And if you want to switch your avatar, you have to actually load up Fortnite and, go ahead and play and switch up your actual cosmetics in the game. If not, then it'll be the last cosmetic that you chose, the last skin that you chose. So here we go. Here is the map. And right now it's flickering like crazy for me. I don't know what it looks like for you, but it's pretty cool. This is like pretty awesome. If you're just like to code this from scratch using like C++, to get to this moment in time could take you literally 6 months. If you're like, intermediate, like even at my level, to code this all from scratch, make my own engine, um, and get a character and a model, and then the animation and like the physics and all this, like the navigation, could take me honestly like you know 3 months, maybe 6 months to just get this and then render the grass. Like this is and make it performant. Whew, mercy. Now it would be faster once I get it set up. I won't have to load up a server. That's the only other benefit, but this is really cool. It's like some awesome tools that you get to use from Epic. So thank you, Epic. And also find a way to make this faster, right? Okay, so then what you usually do, then you hit escape, click end game, and now end the game. And you want to end the game because if you want to make more changes, so here's Fortnite Creative. So if you double tap spacebar, you go into like the fly mode. Then you can actually start adding stuff if you wanted to. Um, or you can actually like edit this stuff straight from here, and those changes will be reflected back to you in the editor. And like likewise, right? So if we like a fun thing to do is go to your content drawer, hit all, or just go to Fortnite and let's look at environment. No, let's go Fortnite again. Let's go to props, Fall Guys. No, I don't like this stuff. Castle. All right, let's not go to props. Let's go to prefabs. Fall Guys. There we go. No, that's not good. Coliseum. Castle's kind of like a default one for me. We just kind of like drop something in here. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. That's just amazing. Let me just move this out of the way here. Let's see, go back to clicking on regular stuff. That's just awesome. So Ruined Outpost is here. If you want to just move it in the X and Y axis, you can. You can move it up higher, right? If you go back to Fortnite, it's like, look at that. The way you moved it, that's how you did it right there. Just props to the Fortnite creative community because they did this all within game. Like having a mouse and keyboard, like man, so much easier, so much easier. So props to the Fortnite creative community. So we're gonna alt tab out of that. Um, let's bring it back down to the ground. Is that correct? Did I bring it all the way back down? Looks like it's still hovering a little bit. I haven't learned all the cool snapping stuff. I'm assuming there's a way to snap it. We could also let's see. Because all the flickering. This is definitely annoying. Might have an alternative than OBS Studio with all this flickering. Maybe use Windows screen share mode or whatever it's called. All right. I think it's like a new thing because like old OBS didn't have this problem. So I'm not like the best level designer. So again, I'm sure there's like artists out there like screaming at me like snap or whatever. It's like, all right, guys. I'm basic. I'm just gonna check. It looks good enough. That looks good enough. Right? So you have that change, you have the ruined outpost, and then from the ruined outpost, let's hit file, save all. And because I am that kind of person, I'm going to check in my changes. Added ruined outpost. Then hit submit. Wow, all in a day's work. All in a day's work. So then after that, you can, again, you don't have to check in. I just want to check in. But you just have to save and then push your changes, and then you're good to go. Right? So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So session updating. We'll go down here. It says up here, edit mode preparing. So it's preparing. Looks like the sun is setting. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that sunset. Oh, oh my. Look at that. Look at that. My mouse. Autosave in 4 seconds. I saved everything already. And that sun's going down though. Sun's going down. All right, we're waiting. We're waiting. Again, I just want to show you the real time it takes, right? Like this is time, so that if you're kind of on the fence about how to like get into this, like you see the actual time. Like this is real. This is real. And this is not my computer. This is Epic. Epic doing his thing. There's also another thing up here that you see at the top where it says current memory usage. So that's also another thing to look at when you're like making your worlds, your islands. You can't just add like everything. There is a limit. There is a limit, right? You kind of think sometimes there's no limit when it comes to Fortnite. Epic, no limit. It's epic, right? But there's a limit, and this is pretty cool. As you're adding more stuff to your island, making it more comprehensive and adding more stuff, your memory usage is going to go up, right? So now 100,000, I don't know what that is, 100,000 megabytes, gigabytes, I'm not sure what it is, but like if you reach that limit or go past the limit, then you're not going to be able to publish. And I don't even think you can spin something up. I've never tried it because I've never made an island that big, and I don't feel like testing it right now. But you definitely want to not reach that limit. I would say keep it at 75%. So 75,000, right, should be your max limit. And I would not try to go above and beyond that. All right, so here we are in the game. Looks like we're running through. Good, good, good. The flow is there. The flow is there. The flow is there. That's awesome. Look at that. That is so cool. That is so cool. And to be honest, I might mess with the landscape. Maybe that's why it's flickering so much. So I have to go back and retrain myself. Because maybe that's why it's all flickering. Because like the building is fine. The prefab is really cool. So that may just be on me. And again, you are probably not seeing the flickering, and I'm just talking, and you're just like, I'm not seeing any flickering. This looks amazing. So I hope that's the case, because I really like using OBS. I would hate to not have to use. I would hate to have to use OBS. Now, I think I put it too low because I'm here on the concrete inside the house. So kind of want the grass in there, but again, this is not like an artist thing. I have to keep learning how to be an artist in this platform, but it's pretty cool. Very, very cool. All right, so let's check out another device here real quick before we get going. So I'll tab back over here. I'm gonna end the game. All right, ended the game pretty quickly there. And probably because there's not that much stuff to do. And let's go back to all because I don't always remember where the stuff is. But let's put in a creature spawner of the highest order. And let's just put it out here first and foremost. Let's make this a little smaller. Yeah, it looks like a good place actually. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, we don't really care about the height at the moment. But what we are gonna do is play with the settings. So the settings of the device. Cube spawner type, we don't really care because we're going to turn off, we're going to not make it visible in the next kind of moment. Creature type, we do random. But random, you can get some pretty crazy things. So let's just do fiend, kind of weak sauce. Not too many creatures. Activation range, we're going to put it at max. Spawn distance. And actually, if you hover, you see like in terms of maximum distance from the spawner, then spawn creatures can appear. So we're gonna want to make this. I'm gonna make this huge. I like making it big so that players can't just like run away. Activation range. Set how close a player has to be before the spawner will activate. Then let's actually move this a little closer here. So like essentially, if you're yeah, I'll just do it right here. Yeah, yeah, something like that. Something like that. Spawn through walls, yes. Restore player shield elimination. So if you kill a zombie, or yeah, we'll say zombie, then you get some player shield back. There's one setting I am looking for. Enable at game start, that's fine. There's a visibility thing. Spawn effects visibility. Damage spawner after spawn. There you go, spawner visibility. Determines whether the spawner is visible during the game. Yeah, so we'll do this. We'll put that there. Wave timer. So we'll put this up a little more because it can get pretty noisy. There we go. There we go. Damage play mode structures at spawn location. No damaging structures. Damage spawner after spawn. No, none of that. Determines whether the spawner will display visual effects while spawning. No, we don't need to do that. So it's kind of cool. Like there's so many different options, right? Just for this device, and like all the different devices that you'll start to find out about, like have a lot of options to play with. Okay, let's take our spawn pads and we'll move them further away, right? We'll say further away here. And let's do one more device that I'm still learning how to use correctly. But I want to say is the item spawner device that we will use now. There's all different types of spawner. Armor, battle, bus spawner, ball spawner, biplane spawner, cannon spawner. We just play around with the creature spawner. But we want the item spawner. So let's get that there. Okay. And also let's do one more thing here. Let's hit let's do all these spawners here. Spawn pads. Visible in game? No. Cool. Okay. And then we'll do file save there. We'll click on the item spawner. Spawn item on timer. I'm going to click it off for now. Respawn item on timer. No, we're just going to give it out once. And it will, let's see. Supposed to be like a visible thing in here. Did I already turn it off? Oh yeah, base visible during games. That just means the base here will not be visible during the game. And that's fine. That's what we want. Random spawns are off and item list. So what do we want here? Pick up to spawn. So we will go for the hunter rifle. I think that just came in. Nope. All right, let's just do rifle. We'll do assault rifle L2. It's one of my favorites. Okay. So that should be good enough for that. Then we will have another spawner. Over here. Actually, let's delete this one. Let's just duplicate this one. Hit Alt. There we go. And let's do ammo. And we want to do medium. I think medium is what we need. All right, cool. And this one, we will spawn on a timer just to keep it simple for us. I think that's how you set it up. I could be wrong. Let's hit save all. Let's just try it out. That's the thing. No harm in trying. We'll push our changes. Now we have a lot more stuff in here. We have creature spawning. We have a gun, and we have some ammo. Now, I'm not really big into like making gun-based games, but it's kind of like the simplest thing. It's what Fortnite was built off of. Obviously, Battle Royale with no guns, not as cool. But there's so many different types of games you can make, and it's not because again, I'm not against gun games, but there's so many different types of games you can make. Why not try out different types of games and different types of gameplay, right? But obviously, we're just starting out, and the easiest thing to set up is like a creature shooter, a PvE battler. So we're still preparing. So hopefully, it won't take too long. Hopefully, this is helpful. I'm still kind of clunky talking and navigating my way around all of this and trying to record myself and sound interesting. So let me know if this was bad. If it was bad, tell me why and tell me what I can improve on because I do want to improve. I want to provide real value and I want to help people. And this also helped me because I'm learning as I'm showing you what I learned so far. If it's good, also tell me why. I really need constructive feedback. So, and if you just hate this, you're like, this sucks, you suck, tell me that too. And you're like, you're amazing, tell me that too. But thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. We're almost done here. So, like I said, kind of short. We didn't get into any verse code. We will. I'll show you how to create a verse device, and we'll look at it. Right. We'll load up VS Code and we'll look at it. But that's kind of like where I'll leave it. I mean, there's so much stuff to do, like subscribing to events and stuff like that. And the verse language is like kind of weird. All right, here we go. So we've launched. All right. So there's a creature already coming after me. And I don't see my gun stuff. Oh, no. Oh, okay. There's some ammo. I have ammo. Where's my gun? Oh, man, I messed up. Well, at least I got ammo. That's good. Ammo's right here. Yep. All right, so I'm just going to die. All right, so we learned. We learned. All right, so I'm just end the game. All right, cool. What did I do wrong here? Let's look at this. Spawn item on timer. Okay, so I guess I need to probably have this on. And I need to have, let's put this all the way down to 0 because I need this immediately. We just won't respawn. I think that's where I messed up. Ah, there we go. Let's hit OK. Right, you make that change there. Let's still double check we made that change. We spawn item on timer, right? So it's like instant, right? So we did that. And then if we go back over here and we click on the first item spawner, spawn item on timer is checked and it's set to 0, right? So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that way. It's unsaved, so let's file, save all, and then let's push the changes. Hopefully this will be a quicker update. It's uploading, see, so it's uploading, then now it's preparing, right? So, you have to have a fast internet connection. It doesn't have to be like a gigabyte, but I would recommend 50 up, 50 down megabits per second. That's what I would recommend. I think on the website it only says 25 needed, so you could get away with that, but I would have 50 because you got a lot of stuff, like especially if you're in a home sharing it with other people, they're hogging up all the other bandwidth with their stuff. Like, I would recommend having some bandwidth because then this will make this even more unbearable, right? It's hard. It's almost as if they need to have like a Docker container. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's totally cool. But like they need like a local container that you can spin up as a local server when you install Unreal Engine for Fortnite, Unreal Editor for Fortnite. Yeah, that would be sick if they were able to do that. And I know they have like super smart people over at Epic, so I'm sure they've been thinking about this and they're planning on doing something differently because they really want to push Verse and UEFN out there. So I'm sure they're gonna do something. In the meantime, I'm just here talking to you. Talking to you. I've been contemplating doing live streams of my game development journey. So if that's another thing that you would like to learn more about, let me know. Put in the comments. Yeah, I mean, this should have been done already. 30 seconds, Like, I already have a server, so what? I don't know what else they're doing. I mean, technically, you can kind of peek at what they're doing. You can go to the output log and see how they're preparing everything. I mean, I don't know if I should be showing this. I think this is okay to show. There's also, if you like start logging out stuff, like printing out logs in your verse code, you'll see it here. This is pretty cool. See, like uploaded files in 0.291438 seconds. So it's not me. It's not me. And it's not. I'm not saying Epic is slow. Like it's just. I guess there's a lot going on. They're provisioning a whole lot for me to just run around and shoot stuff in a island in the sun, just chilling. That's just wild. Technology has gotten so crazy good. There we go. I think we're at the final stages. I'm connecting now. Starting game. Cool. Oh, okay. Looks like. Yeah, I don't have anything saying. Okay, there we go. So I pick this up. And I change and I say boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Back away from me. And that's what I do because I'm awesome. So now I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go up here. I guess there's no stuff in these boxes. That's cool. No biggie. No biggie, no fleece. Right? There we go. Maybe I should have brought more zombies to the party. There we are. There's my friends. That's my friend right there. That's my friend. That's how we treat each other. Hey, friend. Ah, sweet. More friends. All right, cool. So I'm gonna stop there. We will come back to the playground. Um, actually, wait. Let's get a custom verse device in here. But now we got the basics going on, and if I need more ammo, it should respawn some more. Let's see here. It should have. Huh, I guess not. Oh, that guy doesn't know what's going on. Hey, buddy. Hey, you okay? You all right? All right. Okay. All right. Woo. All right. All right. Let's end this game here. Let's get the items. Let's get the ammo to respawn. I mean, it should. Oh, okay. So there we go. Respawn item on timer. All right. This is like very slow. I'm pretty sure there's people that'd be like, bro, you're going so slow. Um. So yeah, every 10 seconds we will respawn the item here. We'll hit save there, and let's see. Let's get a custom verse device in here. So we have our verse explorer right there. Then you go to the name of your island. Right now mine's playground. We will right click on that and then add new verse file to project. And then we have a custom verse device here. And this is kind of like the opening templated code. We'll call this game manager device. I know my game developers know what I'm doing here. This is going to manage all our game state. For later on, I'm going to hit create instead of create empty. All right, now we have it here. I think this plus means it has been added to the revision control. We're going to double click on game underscore manager underscore device dot verse. This is going to open up into Visual Studio Code, and it kind of like is like a special, not special one, but it's like it has the plugins should already set up here for working with UEFN. This is pretty cool. All right, so we got this new file in here, and this is going to set up a class. It's going to make it, oh, I just deleted it. We have a class here. It's going to inherit from creative device. If you want to look that up, what I usually do. Oh, okay, oh, you just hit control and, oh, wow, I just learned something. That's cool. That's cool. No, I will update later. So this tells you inherit from this to create a custom creative device, and inherited classes will appear in the UEFN content browser the next time verse compiles. Instances of your derived creative device can then be placed in the island by dragging them from the content browser into the scene. I mean, that makes a lot of sense, I think, right? Makes a lot of sense there. So you have your on begin when the game experience begins. So like in Unity, that would be your start method. On end, I've never used it, but you could do stuff here on end. Get transform is really important. So if we want to do something, I'm trying to think, we try to do something very chill, very chill. So if we could find another creative device or another device that inherits from creative device. So one way to do that is to go to, I guess we'll stay here in creative device and see what else inherits from creative device, right? So there's just like a little pattern here. So we do this, and we do this. No results. Boo hoo. I thought I was clever. I thought I was being clever. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right. Well, let's look up. Um, let's look up trigger. And I guess I'm in the wrong file. Let's go to verse. All right. Let's just shift trigger device. Yeah, this is in Fortnite, right? Uh, sorry, it's been a while. It's been a while, people. Trigger device. Okay. Um, this is a trigger device inherits from the trigger base device. Let's look that up. And the trigger base device is a creative device base, and there's a lot of them. So there we go. That inherits from creative object, which inherits from creative object interface. Wow, it just keeps going deeper and deeper. All right, I was hoping it would go back to creative device, which is right up here, which is what we are inheriting from. But it also inherits from creative object device, so like a creative object interface. So I guess in a way, trigger and our custom verse device are like kind of like part of the same family tree, but not exactly. So that's kind of interesting. Anyways, let's go down to trigger device. All right. So one thing that you find in game development that you need to find out about is when does stuff happen, right? So if your player walks through a certain area and you want to trigger an event, you need to know, hey, when did that player enter into that area? And so you're always trying to find certain ways to in-game development, whether it's Unity, C Sharp, or C++ Unreal, to find out, hey, my player did this. Now I want to do this in reaction to that, right? So if you are a player and you walk up close to a treasure chest, you kind of want to know, like, okay, my player is close to a treasure chest, or my player is hovering over it and click the button, like a mouse button or the A button on the controller, and they want to perform an action. So I need to react to that, right? And that's like event-based driven programming or event-based driven system development or just event-based, um, yeah, event-based software. Yeah, is event-based. Event-based. I am based. No, I'm sorry. Event-based driven programming. And so to do that in UEFN, one of the things you can do is use something called a trigger device. So it says here used to relay events to other linked devices. All right, it's just used to let you know, hey, a player has done something, right? So they have here agent. An agent can be a number of things. It could be an NPC, I think, but it can also be a player. So when the player triggers this device, right? And they trigger device by kind of like walking into it, stepping into it, that kind of thing. So let's just use it real quick because it's a fun, easy way to do some programming. So we have our custom game manager device. Let's set up the content drawer here. Let's grab a trigger. I'm triggered. All right, let's do this right here. Okay, so let's say from a game design standpoint, um, we believe the player is going to want to go in here at some point. And this is just like an educated guess as a game designer, right? We're just guessing at this point. So once the player goes in here, right, they collide. Let's rotate this like that. Let's scale it up like that. And then let's move it like so. Okay, so when a player goes in there, and it will not be visible, it can be activated by any class. Let's just say, sure, any team. And let's say It's enabled at game start, triggered by player, not triggered by damage or anything like that. It's not triggered by creatures, not triggered by vehicles, not by sequencers or water. All right. And it's activated at game start, so it's already there. It's enabled at game start. Cool, cool, cool. No trigger delay. We want this to happen immediately. Okay. So when this happens, we want it to happen. So go back to our outliner. We see there. We're going to do file, save all. So we got that all there. Let's also do verse, build verse code, even though we haven't really done anything yet. Okay. So so in this class, trigger device, we have triggered event, which is really all we really care about right here. There's trigger, so you can actually like trigger the trigger. And that can pass in an agent, so the agent or player that triggered, or it can just trigger and not send anything. And so we're getting rid of this print stuff, but that's how you print stuff to the screen or to the console log. What we're going to do is do at editable. You've probably seen this already in other better tutorial videos. We're going to say main trigger, and then we're going to do trigger device. Yeah. And let's see. I think this trigger device. I think that works. I think. If we get stuck, we can always look at stuff, documentation. So Unreal for Fortnite and verse onboarding guide, learning to write code, learn the basics of writing code in verse, basic programming concepts because I'm a basic person. Functions. Okay, this is not helping. So let's go back here. Let's go over here. Build a game. Box fight. Let's see. Time trial, pizza pursuit. Everything I've learned so far has really been from this tutorial. So let's go over here, create basic game loop. I'm looking for like one very simple thing. One very simple thing. Where is it? Oh man. Maybe go all over the place. All right, let's just go to the end. You can always skip to the end and get the complete code. So they call it their game coordinator. All right, I think I did it right. Okay, there's one other thing. I want to make it public. That's what I want to do. All right. We'll make it public so that other devices can check this stuff out. All right, main trigger, and then with main trigger, we're going to want to say main trigger dot, and then we look over here. We get triggered event. When the triggered event happens, we're going to subscribe to it, and we're going to pass in another function. So on main trigger event, we'll just keep it simple. We want this to be private, and let's see how to define this stuff. Let's cheat. Let's cheat and look at what they did over here. Private, null and void. We don't do one that suspends. So there's all this stuff. There's all this stuff in here. So listening for an agent, public, void. So we will make ours private. We will also accept an agent. So we'll say agent, and then we will have it void. Yes, void. Um, meaning like on begin, which they do theirs with a little space. I guess they don't like that, right? Something like that. Oh, I gotta put stuff in there. That's what it is. Okay, I like. No, we'll do that. So meaning it won't return anything, and then once we're in here, we want to and I'm trying to think, is there anything else I'm missing? We have the upstairs trigger. Upstairs trigger is trigger 2, right? Could be something silly. Upstairs trigger is trigger 2. Right there. Right there. Right there, buddy. Okay, I need another creative device, I guess. Another creative device or creative object that can do what I want it to do. So let's take this guy over here. Our ruined outpost. I'm so determined now. This is a curse. The curse. So let's right click here. And we could duplicate it. Hmm. So edit here. Because it's like a prefab. I want to like take it out of the prefab. I guess not, man. Hmm. All right, let's just try this thing here. Oh no, can't do that. It needs to be set up as a device of some kind. Okay, so item. All right, we're gonna do something really simple. And we're going to rotate this. There we go. Remove this up. We're on a hard drive space in just a second. So, gotta get this working. So, let's see here. Game manager device. Let's add editable. And let's say Plank public. And then let's say creative object. What did they call it? What did it call it? Creative object. I don't know if this works, but let's just try. This is what happens when you don't follow directions, kids. Okay. So base class. So it's internal. Okay. So well, this is public, so that's kind of interesting. Maybe create a prop is better. Okay. That gave us less errors. Now let's see if we can actually attach something to it. So we'll do file save all, build verse code, build successfully. What works here? Okay. So do this. Oh, that's incompatible. Oh, that's interesting. Certain things are, certain things aren't. Okay. So delete this. Hold down shift, pull this out. Go back to the game manager. Pick that. Now it's incompatible. Okay. This is... Alright, this will be kind of silly. But we're going to get this thing to move. Alright. So... it's going to move in the Z. Looks like it. So like a slight movement. Slight movement. Like 100 or something. Okay. So... Alright. Then we'll move it. Let's just try this. Blank.move to. All right, let's just try it. Build verse code. Oh, yes. Save. All right. Push the changes. Okay. Yeah, this game brutal. This game brutal. Like, all right. But if we can get this to move up there, like towards where the trigger is, to its location, then success. Success. So I felt really good about the last one, but that didn't work out for us. So you have to just kind of change it up. You have to be very resilient when it comes to UEFN, because like traditional game development programming, man, like, oh man, it's just different. It's just different. All right, jump over here. So yeah, we want to get this thing moving over here, moved to this position. So let's see. Hopefully you were successful, and I can end this video with a success. I might have to be the first video tutorial with no success, but you see how it works. You see how the development workflow works. So it's good. So I have to be content with just that. Oh, look at that moon. My moon's coming down. Moon's coming down. All right. Connecting. All right, before the zombies attack. Okay, so it looks like it already moved. But there was no triggered event, so. But it looks like it did move, so that's cool. Our code worked. So it looks like, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh man. Wow. Look what we did. Look what we did. It only took us one try. Got on the first try, Mom. Oh shoot. Look at that. Woo. Bad boys. Bad boys. Okay. So man, I guess I just want to keep going, huh? I'm having fun. I'm having fun. So why is this triggering before this triggered event happens? I wonder if it's because our trigger here, let's get this little trigger happy. Our trigger 1, it's enabled on game start, which is good. Shouldn't be triggering anything else. I wonder if it's just positioning of it, like maybe just scale it. Okay. Scale. Down. All right. Yeah, it should only be triggered. Activate at game start. Oh, okay. Maybe you shouldn't activate. Maybe that's I would think that's it. I would think that's it. Okay. We'll save that. And let's have it take 10 seconds. And we should save this as a variable later, but again, for another video. And let's do files, save all. Let's do verse, build verse code. Okay. And let's actually move this guy to be here. So we can kind of see the effects of what we're doing. All right. Makes sense? All right. Okay. It's really high up there. File save. And let's push the changes. Let's actually, I get nervous because it takes so long to see your results. All right, everything's hooked up. Everything's hooked up. All right, let's build verse code one more time. And let's push changes. All right. So now you've seen the whole process and you have seen me fail. You've seen me win and fail. Win and fail. Don't give up, y'all. It gets frustrating times, but don't give up. Don't give up. But I think this time around, let's put the output log. Because actually, we didn't put anything in the output log this time, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But it should not. It's I guess that setting activated at game state or game start. I want to say did it first. I hope that setting solves it, but we'll be able to see our results. Able to see our results, and that's what's kind of cool. You just test logic. You see it visually. That's what's definitely fun about game development. And you can play this map with your friends because this is the most exciting map you've ever seen. But in a real sense, you could, add some more like spawns for um, items, more guns, more weapons, um, add some more creature spawns, maybe a couple dominion points where you kind of like control certain points, charging forward in the battlefield. That could be a fun concept. Maybe that's what we'll build as a continuing series. All right, we're connecting. Let's see. Okay, it's not moving yet. So we haven't triggered yet. So I think we did it right. We did it right. Good job, everybody. There's some more ammo. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's head inside the structure. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Ha ha! Pretty cool. And so from that point, right, you can just create like levers and platforms and all kinds of fun stuff, right? So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. But you got the interactivity, you got the verse code, Look at that. You got some weapons, got some zombies. You got your prefab house there. You got stuff moving around. That's awesome. That's, whew, man, all in a day's work. All right, well, if you like that, if you want to learn more, pick up my guide. That definitely helps support. Put some dollars in my pocket. If you can't afford it, then like and subscribe, share, give me comments. Ooh, what y'all think? What y'all think? All right, I'm gonna stop right there. Peace.